17-18 लाख रुपए का वेंट, उसमें आपको आज में 90% जो चीजें चाहिए होंगी ना
मिल जाएंगे।
सनरूफ तो अब तो फ्री में देते हैं। सनरूफ तो लेनी पड़ेगी, वो गाड़ी लो ना लो, आप सनरूफ खरीद लो, ठीक है। The one word I would associate with the Creta EV is familiarity.
Yeah. Why do you think people are not buying this car? Like all the reasons you said are valid, right?
Yeah. From all the reviews I read about the Creta, इसमें ये है कि
Let's jump on to the not so goods. What are the cons?
a lot of hard plastic everywhere.
We were noticing this.
Yeah, the visor is hard plastic.
If my head hits this,
You're done. They have not yet upgraded the electronic architecture of this car. This is how they give you wireless Android Auto. Ergonomically, there is one more issue. So this is
what are you liking about it?
very silent, easy to drive. The acceleration is also very linear. It's not very jerky. Very comfortable to sit in the rear seat. You have good under thigh support.
If you have to get out of the house and go within Delhi somewhere, all the cars are available and you have a pretty expansive garage. Which car do you pick up?
This is going to be a hot take. I'm going to take my...
Okay, cool. We are in a Creta EV today. Creta EV bikti hai nahi, but I found one buyer, Jayansh. And Jayansh has been very kind to wake up on a Saturday morning and do this for us. So today we are going to be exploring the Creta EV. Jayansh, you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, good morning. Hi, Pranay. Thank you for having me. I was very happy to help you out with this. I've always wanted to be part of such content, and it's funny how things just line up. So yeah, very happy to be doing this on a Saturday morning.
So Jayansh, how long have you had this car? How long have you driven it? How much have you driven it?
So
tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so we got this car in December, on 25th December of 2020. So last
Christmas present.
On Christmas.
Yeah.
And so in that time till now, so today it's 20th Feb.
Yeah.
I've driven it around 2,934 kilometers in the last 1.5.
Driven it a fair bit.
Yeah, like in 2 months. Just shy of 2 months.
Yeah. And why did you decide to buy this car? What was the use case of this car? Nobody buys a Creta EV, right? Like for example, I'll give you some numbers. I was checking this up. Creta is obviously a hot seller. Sells like some 550, 600 units a day in the country, right? So about 15 to 18,000 units a month, which is amazing. But they don't break out the sales of the Creta EV, but industry estimates suggest that's like barely 1% of all of Creta sales are coming from the EV, and that's like some 5 units right, a day across the country, which is obviously very bad. But if you benchmark it against the Ioniq sells 2 a day in the entire country. So Ioniq is a different story. But why? But people don't buy this car. So how did you end up, what was your use case? Why did you end up buying this car?
So I come from a joint family, and we have a multi-car garage. And specifically for this car, when we were out buying it, so I already had a Creta. I have owned 2 Cretas, Gen 1 diesel Cretas, automatics, which we sold them off, and both were driven to about 160,000 plus kilometers in about 7 or 8 years of having them.
You really killed them. You destroyed them.
So we end up running all our cars quite a lot.
Yeah.
And so when I had to then replace one of the Cretas, the last one.
Yeah. So, but why an EV? Why were you in the... Is this your first EV of the family?
This is our first EV, yes.
So why the EV?
We do a lot of kilometers every day. Okay. We have multiple people in the family who drive. We have multiple offices that we go to.
Yeah,
and so on average, as I told you, even my Innova, which is barely 4 years old, has already touched 110,000 kilometers.
Wow. Okay, so you have a lot of running.
This car itself, now see, this is barely a 2-month-old car. I've already done 3,000 kilometers on it. And this is just doing purely within Delhi drives.
Yeah.
So our daily driving or like a monthly driving was quite a bit.
Okay.
And we just wanted to try it out because I have the option of having other cars in my...
So this is not your primary.
This is not a primary for anyone. This is a family car. This is a car for the family.
Yeah.
So the reason to finish off to circle back to the point at why a Hyundai was that it's firstly it's not intimidating as a new car, as a new thing, because EVs could be intimidating for someone who is not as tech savvy or young, car savvy.
Yeah, got it.
So it had to be very simple to drive. It had to be simple to understand. It's not too gimmicky. It's a very contemporarily laid out dash. Rides really well from from all the reviews I read about the Creta, इसमें ये है कि the reason to buy it was just that कि यार as a car, it ticks a lot of the right boxes.
Yeah.
For
And
me.
And I think also because you had such a good experience with Hyundai.
Yes.
Given, I'm assuming your last 2 Creta ownership experiences were very seamless.
Were very seamless, very easy. The cars drove very well. We had very minimal mechanical breakdowns.
Yeah.
Just wear and tear issues. So वो था, the trust with Hyundai was there.
Yeah. Okay. So there are a lot of cars in this segment, right? I'm assuming you identified कि चलो EV लेनी है.
Yeah.
But within this price bracket, and we'll come to the price, but broadly 20-25 lakh rupees. You have the B6, you have the Harrier EV, you have the MG ZS EV, you have this.
Yeah.
So how did you finally shortlist this? Beyond Hyundai, did you also check out those other cars? And like even BYD Atto, for example.
So we already have a Harrier automatic diesel at home.
Yeah.
So that was why we didn't get the Harrier EV.
And why did you not get the Harrier EV?
So not just that, with the diesel also. And we have the one below the top variant, so it's got everything except for ADAS and a couple of other electronics.
Yeah.
The screen has glitched. The seat adjustment levers have broken off, and it shows up random lights, which I think everyone most people who own Tata and Mahindras will know. Okay, the lights, your dash lights up on its whim. So we've had that with the Tata like a diesel.
Yeah.
So then to go to get an EV which is completely like everything is electronic driven.
Yeah.
So not very comfortable doing that.
No, makes sense.
So that's why we didn't get the Harrier EV. B6 Mahindra car, same thing. I have a Thar 3-door.
Yeah.
And I'm a very avid reader on a lot of car forums, and it's a lot of the horror stories that you read tend to keep you away. They look awesome.
Yeah.
But beyond that the coolness factor sort of tends to wane down the moment your car is just not at home. You can't drive it anymore.
Yeah, because it's in the workshop.
So B6 and XEV9 that's the reason to not get another Mahindra.
Yeah. Why do you think people are not buying this car? Like all the reasons you said are valid, right?
Yeah.
But still somehow those cars are continuing to sell so much, and Creta EV is struggling. What do you think? And you've been in the market, you've probably evaluated this. What do you think? It's a point of view. What do you think that why is this not selling?
My perspective on that is that it's just it doesn't look different. Like you can I have the matte blue color, so you can spot it from far away.
It's a beautiful color.
Right, it's a beautiful color.
I only realized that it's matte when I saw it today. And earlier I thought it's blue. The photos don't do it justice on how beautiful this is.
Hyundai, you should do a better job at marketing this color.
Yeah.
But if it's any other color, you will not get to know if it's an EV or if it's a petrol or a diesel Creta.
Yeah.
Which I think is the biggest problem it faces in a country like India, where everyone should know if I bought something new, that it is new. It is different.
Makes sense.
I shouldn't have to tell you, okay, that's an EV. You should know by looking from far away, that's a different looking car.
That's what people want. That's
what most people want, and a lot of people our age who are like, in their mid to early 30s or like late 30s, who are I think the majority people who are the first movers into adopting EVs in India right now. If you're selling out some extra bucks for the same. For a car over its diesel or a petrol, then you want it to look different. And I think that what all the good things that I might be looking at as a positive, for me it needs to look normal. For my family it should be comfortable, easy to understand. They don't have to get confused every time they sit in the car. How do I switch the gear? How do I turn on the air condition? Lights on kaise hongi, Ki screen mein nahi karna padega. Everything is standard.
I was making one video on the XEV9E, and the owner, he was telling me that it took him the longest time to figure out ki bhai radio kaise on hoga. The radio mode was basically hidden somewhere, and he's like, I could for the life of me find out how to switch on the radio in that car. So I see your point. That this just simplifies things. It is only a new powertrain, which is more efficient, but everything else sort of remains the same, which is comfortable for somebody who wants a car that works
Yeah.
reliably, has a very low learning curve, not a very steep learning curve, then this is a
It's a great car. If you have multiple people at home who are very enthusiastic about driving or are very active drivers, and you don't want the hassle of them having to work on screens and like just be confused or overwhelmed by the car, this is a great car to get.
Yeah, no, makes sense. So, when you bought this, I'm assuming you got a great deal and discount on this car, given it's not selling. Hyundai must have been offering you. Can you walk us through? And you also bought it after the GST cut. So, how much did you end up paying for it? What was the deal like? Can you walk us through that?
So, I bought.
Firstly, what model is this?
This is the middle variant. This is I am forgetting the nomenclature in Hyundai, but they have 3 variants in both their battery ranges. This is the middle variant of the long range.
So 51 kilowatt hour battery.
51 kilowatt hour battery with in the middle variant.
Got it.
The major difference between this and the fully loaded one is the ADAS, auto wipers, and a few other things which most people will not ever see as a difference.
Why did you not take the top one?
I didn't take it because I don't believe in paying for ADAS in India. I don't believe.
बहुत शराफत से बोल रहा है. I don't believe. Before the video, you saying very passionately.
Yes, I am.
ADAS के पैसे नहीं दूंगा मैं.
ADAS के पैसे नहीं देने चाहिए इंडिया में. एक चीज हाँ ठीक है इस उसमें in the ADAS suite I'm sure the blind spot monitoring cameras or the alerts are good. Your CCTV camera, which now for a lot of people have become very essential, which are good features to have. Maybe those are the 2 things that could have been in this, which I would want. In that whole suite of
1920
assists, but that's it. And so that's why I didn't get the
because honestly half the time I have to switch it off. It's too sensitive.
Exactly.
Randomly. So.
And whoever has it, they don't even know that there is ADAS in their car either way because it's always off. Or someone in their family or their driver or their son or they themselves sit in the car and switch it off. So that is that.
Fair point. And what was the price difference?
So the price difference was approximately 2 lakh rupees. Between this and the top variant. On top of that, because this car is not selling head over heels, the moment you call any Hyundai dealership and tell them that I want to buy an EV, the Creta Electric, they also get excited. They're like, exactly, they're like, oh, how is this happening for us? And so I went to a couple of dealerships and got their initial quote. So from the initial quote to my final buying price, I got a total deal of around.
Accident हुआ भाई यहाँ.
ये हुआ है accident.
है ना?
अभी हुआ है.
हल्की फुल्की accident हुआ है. लड़ाई हो रही है अच्छी खासी.
बहुत जोर की लग गई है.
कहाँ बहुत जोर की लगी है?
बस देख निशान नहीं दिख रहा है यहाँ से.
कुछ नहीं लगी. You were saying
so the final deal price, it's from the list price of on road Delhi to my paying out was an approximate 1.7, 1.6.
My God. So you got this for how much on road?
I got it on road for 2320, including the matte finish.
So they charge extra for the matte finish?
Yes, it's a 15,000 extra.
What else did you get included in the deal?
I got my extended warranty included in the deal.
So how much warranty does this have now?
This is now 5th and 6th, 4 plus 2.
4 plus 2, okay. So it's a 4 plus 2. And the battery life is?
8 years. 8 years, 160,000 or something.
Amazing.
So extended warranty was included in it. Insurance and everything, and the matte finish.
Got it. If you're also looking for such deals, you can check out the AccoDrive portal. They're an expert-led platform that has pre-negotiated deals with a lot of these OEMs, and you can get really good offers on some of the best-selling cars. Also, waiting period is something that they take care of. So I will leave a link to it in the description and the pinned comment in case you want to check out AccoDrive.com.
So it was a pretty sweet deal, and that too, Hyundai is offering you discount, which is unheard of.
A Creta.
For a Creta. So about 1.5, 1.6 lakh rupees ka discount in total over the list price of their on-road price.
And this is the Delhi registration, so no.
This is a Delhi registration, yeah. So RTO was I think 1,500 rupees. ऐसी कुछ था. 1500 रुपए में गाड़ी register हो गई.
Amazing. Okay, cool. And how did you finance it?
We haven't financed it.
This is on your business's name?
This is on one of my company's names.
Makes sense. Okay, now you had this car for a while.
Yeah.
Let's jump into first real life range of the car. And this is your first TV.
Yeah.
Have you felt range anxiety? What kind of a range are you getting from this? Walk us through some of that. Early experiences with an EV.
Yes, there is the anxiety when you first get an EV and you are sort of like worried at times that, you know, you tend to keep looking at the range multiple times while driving. That is range anxiety right there.
Yeah.
Okay. And even though I know okay, I'm only going to drive 20 kilometers from X to B, X to Y, but I will still, you initially keep checking कि अच्छा कितना कम हो रहा है, कितना कम हो रहा है.
Yeah.
Initially था, I have at most driven this car in one day about 240 kilometers in one day, which was at a 60 to 65% decrease in state of charge.
Okay. And were you driving sedately or were you?
No, so that was including peripheral expressway, your industrial area roads, you know, and even Delhi roads.
So you were not holding back?
No. So we were at 100, we were driving at 100. Easily, we were driving at 100, averaging around 80, 90.
Yeah.
So it was a good check on
the range,
how much I can drive it in a day and on what different kind of seats. So from that experience, I was like thinking, I think on 400 odd I could have gotten out of that day if I had charged it like 100%. It was including the expressway segment.
Got it. So in the city, it will actually be even higher.
So in the city, yeah. And in their indicative, in the day, usually it shows you around 9.8, 10, depending on obviously who's going to drive it.
The other question I had is, I've heard issues with DC fast charging on this, that it's capped at like some 50, 60 kilowatt.
I have not. I have not needed to use it yet.
Yeah.
But from what I've read, that they've recently started updating that software to go up to 100.
Okay.
That was, I think,
because if you're on a highway, say for example, and you're stuck with a 50, 60 watt range a charging limit, then you basically have to spend a lot of time waiting for the car to get charged.
Yeah, so I think Hyundai is currently addressing that with their new software updates.
Got it.
The range you could get around 420 odd kilometers in the city if you drive like normally.
Yeah.
With the regen,
How's the regen?
Regen's good. This is level 1.
Okay.
We can, if you want, we can switch it up. So level 1 is the most petrol or like a contemporary car like regen, where it just sort of slows down with.
So
engine braking. So now this will feel like a normal engine braking situation.
Yeah.
In cars, level 2 and 3, and then I'll show you level 2. This is now level 2. So level 2 will feel a lot more.
Oh, it's almost brake.
So this is level 2, and then at level 3,
it'll become one touch, one pedal.
No, that's the next. That's level 4. So this is level 3.
Which you probably drive at level 1.
I usually drive it at level 2.
Okay.
Because it's something you get comfortable with. So if I am driving, I drive it at level 2.
Yeah.
But for most people in the house, they are comfortable driving at level 1.
Yeah.
But level 2 sort of feels like someone really like jamming the brakes.
Yeah. Okay. Pros and cons of the car. What are you liking about it? So let's start with the pros. What do you like about it? How does it compare with your old Cretas of the past?
So pros, very silent.
Yeah.
Very nimble on its feet.
Yeah.
Easy to drive.
Yeah.
The acceleration is also very linear. It's not very jerky. Maybe that's also why people don't get the Creta, but it's not exciting enough for them.
But it's a 0 to 100 in like 7 point some seconds.
Yeah, but then the Mahindras do claim at 4, 5 and ridiculous sort of numbers for India roads. Yeah, for Indian roads, these are ridiculous numbers.
Yeah, true.
So that's a good pro. Very comfortable to sit in. Even in the rear seat, you have good under thigh support. Something that I really like.
Yeah. And especially given this is a family car, I'm sure a lot of people do end up sitting in the rear seat.
It's fairly good. It is like 50-50 where it's self-driven or like chauffeur-driven car.
Yeah.
It's half and half. It's chauffeur-driven, तो कोई ना कोई पीछे बैठता ही है.
और क्या pros हैं? Music system कैसा है?
Music system average है.
Okay.
The upper variant has a better music system also.
Okay.
So
and acceleration be average, you're saying?
Acceleration linear. It's not average. It'll go if I press it.
It's fine.
But it's not crazy that every time you tap it, it'll go. Like the XUV 400 does that. If you ever drive it, so you will know. If halka sa you give an input, it'll jump at you.
Yeah.
तो वो नहीं है.
Which is a good thing. which I feel
Which is a great thing.
closer to how ice cars are.
Which is a great thing.
Yeah.
Which is why it's a pro for me.
Yeah.
It needs to be as familiar.
Yeah.
Familiarity has to be there with the car.
Yeah.
That's there. Generally, as a car, everything physical buttons, physical volume button, AC. Chalo, at least some. It's still feather touch, but there's some.
This is a dual zone climate control.
There's a dual zone climate control.
Very cool.
Yeah, comfortable seats. You've been sitting here for a while.
Yeah, very comfortable.
Very good to sit in. Very good to be ridden in.
Yeah, nice. So checks all the boxes.
Checks most of your like 80%, 90% good score. And good and decent size boot also.
I'm gonna put you on the spot. I know you have a lot of cars. What car is it that you, if you have to, like, no brainer, you have to get out of the house and go within Delhi somewhere? And all the cars are available.
All the cars
are available, and you have a pretty expansive garage.
Yeah.
Which car do you pick up? And because I know you have had a very keen decision to buy in all those cars. You are a key decision maker in the household.
So I am driving them.
You are driving them.
So if I am driving them, I would take my, this is going to be a hot take, I'm going to take my Thar.
That is really a hot take because okay. All right.
So it's either the Thar or now this.
Got it. Let's jump on to the not so goods. What are the cons?
Not so good. A lot of hard plastic everywhere. The side armrest is very hard plastic.
We were noticing this.
The visor is hard plastic. It doesn't even come with a mirror cover. So I mean, that is just at 23. This is like really bad.
Yeah, this if my head hits this,
you're dead.
This is like a stone.
So that is one thing. Ergonomically, there is one more issue. So this is a manually adjusting day-night mirror. Every time you try to change it, you're going to press that button that is going to go SOS and make a call to one of the Hyundai service roadside assistance.
Also, why does it have a manual at 23 lakh rupees is a bigger problem. Who gives this anymore, man? Like, what is this?
I'm not even worried. I'm not even considering that as a problem. The problem is that every time I try to change
this is a problem. This is a very
at 23. It's a very bad. It's a very like very weird place to do cost cutting at. Yeah.
ये सब
hard plastic. सब कुछ hard plastic है.
काफी plastic. And in the new Creta, like
the petrol one that I've sat in for my couple of friends and cousins have it. उसमें नहीं है इतना. So this is a EV related decision that they made. Maybe to keep cost in check. Yeah. But this is not a good look even at 23.
True. I think maybe that's one of the reasons, right? Because people have come to expect that out of a Hyundai. And so if you're in a showroom,
so maybe that's another reason why
that could be one of the reasons.
People are looking at it. They're like, at 23, I'm not. This is not good.
Acceptable.
Yeah.
And especially for a Hyundai buyer, they want that. They want.
Who is already in the ecosystem? Then because because a lot of them will be upgrading to this car.
Correct. Yeah, and this doesn't feel like an upgrade as such. It actually, like, from a cabin wise, it probably feels like a little bit of a downgrade only.
So that's couple like ergonomic cons. Another one, your window switches, your lock unlock, and your side mirror adjustment is not backlit. So at night it's a very big. But this is another. It's an ergonomic issue, na?
Yeah.
At night it's tough to see. So if you're the only one driving the car, then you're fine. You know where everything is. But if say someone who's occasionally driving this car, or say if tomorrow if you are going to drive this car at night, or your friend's going to drive it, and you have to tell them how to adjust, and they're not able to find the button.
Yeah.
Like even the lock and lock is not lit. Chalo, mirror you're using it once in a while, na?
Fair.
Lock and lock you're going to use by multiple times during your drive.
If you felt it, I'm sure. Oh, this is another one which I noticed.
This is their go around for wireless Android Auto and CarPlay, because they have not yet upgraded the electronic architecture of this car. So funny. So this is how they give you wireless Android Auto.
Very funny.
Yeah,
how the infotainment has that glitched? Have you faced any issues?
None of the issues.
Given you have a Harrier, where you have faced the issue?
This is not an issue with any Hyundai. It's a very slick moving one. It's very clear. Right. It's not an absurd size. It's got good resolutions. Nice. So it's a good screen. Even the display is very simple.
Yeah.
clean, clear, not too much extra information.
Yeah.
Just the exact required amount of information is there.
Yeah, nice. Also, this whole infotainment system is very well settled in. It's not like intruding into your view of the road and all that. So I think that's also very nice. It's a clean.
It's a clean look.
layout.
It's a very clean looking car. One of the biggest pros for this car would be that.
Yeah.
Con-wise, I think it's majorly the materials that they use inside. The finishing is good. You won't from far it won't look like it's cheap or it's like not kilted or fabric or something. But once you use it longer, then you start noticing these small things. Which then when you start looking at that price bracket ke 22, 23, 24 ke around, and you start buying a car, and then you'll see ke yaar, which are other
why are they not able to get the pricing right? I feel like if this car was priced say 3-4 lakhs cheaper, then this would probably be a very good sweet spot.
It's got a very strong Creta brand name on it. They won't dilute that for EV sales.
Very good point. Yeah.
If this was named something else.
Yeah. If it's a Venue.
It's a Venue
plus. Then they could.
Or they come up with a new brand, which they didn't because they wanted to tap into this brand.
Yeah.
So then they can't dilute it because.
Makes sense.
That's not going to work in the long run for them.
Makes sense. Okay, sorry, coming back. एक चीज question आई है. ये in-car payment क्या है?
So you can set up your like a credit card or your UPI with the car, and you can then whenever you go to charge at a public station, you can do the payment via that. So you don't have to necessarily use your card at this thing. If it's
connected, it'll
connected to their network. So through the car you can.
This is a new thing I've seen. I haven't seen this in other EVs.
So this is something
the Mahindras.
I think.
Have you tried it?
No, I haven't taken it out only for that.
Because you charge it home.
Charge at home.
What is the per kilometer running cost coming to? If you've done that math?
No, I haven't done it.
Yeah,
it should be around at home. With the green meter, if you get a green EV meter, it should be around 2 rupees.
What is green meter?
So in Delhi or in a lot of states, you can get these separate meters for your chargers separately, which gives you the unit cost per unit is much lower than the standard electricity pricing.
So
if you get that, then that brings it down significantly. But on your normal home connection, it's about 3 or 4 rupees.
That's pretty low. चलो चलाएं, देखें कैसी है. बहुत सुंदर है यार, कलर बहुत ही ओ भाई. The other thing I'm noticing is that the gear stick is here, because of which I think this has opened up a lot more.
Another pro is this set of space that they opened up with now the placement of gear levers and.
How's the boot space? Same as the Creta, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And there's a frunk also.
There's a small 15-20 liter frunk.
Got it.
So you twist it ahead. Karo.
Right.
I can just go.
How's have you taken it in like waterlogged roads or any bad patches of road?
I've been to rough roads. You live in India, so a rough patch is never too far.
How has it held up?
It's held up well. It's held up how you expect a Creta or a Celica or these kind of cars to hold up in that space. The battery or all of that is not an issue. It's overall a very comfortable car.
I heard that again, if you look at the exterior profiling of the car, the battery is sort of hanging a little bit. Have you faced that to be like a challenge, or is that something? Because I know a lot of people get turned off by the look of that battery sort of hanging.
Honestly, this only people who've seen the review or who actually concentrate on looking at the car and trying to find out only they see it. No one in my family has till now pointed this out कि इसकी battery नीचे क्यों है.
शुरू में पढ़ा था, मेरे को अभी याद आया वो भी एक issue था लोगों को, तो I thought I'll check with you.
It's not an issue because the lowest part of the car is still lower than that.
Okay.
So the ground clearance is counted from wherever they are doing the ground clearance calculation. That point is lower than the battery. So the battery is not the lowest point of the car.
So you're saying the ground clearance
is not hampered. Not being hampered by that. A lot of companies, what they do is to cover up the battery, they put a thicker side fairing. क्योंकि battery तो नीचे है, उसको cover कर देते हैं. They have not covered it for whatever reason. but ground clearance cross cut. One reason. उसका ये but like the by whatever benchmarking they do for ground clearance in India, उसके हिसाब से it's still got decent ground clearance for this segment. I think they haven't lost any ground clearance compared to the petrol at least. Petrol or diesel.
And looks wise, you're saying it doesn't even really matter because nobody notices it.
No one notices it. Unless someone like something falls and then they say look under the car or they, you know, someone like who's a car enthusiast, or people like us who like looking at cars, who like, you know, trying to find things about cars and whatnot. So then you'll know, or you'll get to know in the review.
Yeah.
No one will never notice this. Because as long as it's not hampering your driving or your mobility, it's not going to be a problem.
Makes sense. बहुत अच्छी है. I can also maybe share a little opinion on how I find to drive it. I think you're absolutely right when you say that it drives like a very normal car. You're right that it's very linear, unlike the Mahindras that are really like they jump and they accelerate a lot more. This one is a lot steadier and like feels a little more ice-like.
Yeah.
In terms of its acceleration. So I give you that. It's also very smooth. Like this is on level 1 and level 2.
This is level 2.
इसको level 1 पे कैसे करूँगा?
Use that paddle shift.
ये?
हाँ. Okay.
1 पे?
हाँ, 1 हो गया.
So I'm going to try it at 1. 2 is a little jerky for my liking because I'm starting out this driving right now. But yeah, 1 you're right. 1. Let's see.
1 will feel like normal engine braking in your other cars. So it's the setting most people are comfortable with. And also 2 and 3 should only be used when you're really trying to hypermile it or on a highway and you know. You need that extra range. Otherwise, 1 is good. For another reason to buy this over the MG. ZS-EV has lower range than this.
Okay.
It's also a smaller car for backseat space. My cousin has a ZS-EV. He's had one for 2.5 years. He used to daily drive it to his factory, which was approximately 60 odd kilometers one way.
He needs an EV.
So he bought that EV specifically because his use case was my daily driving is only 150 kilometers.
Yeah.
He bought that EV.
Yeah.
So I had sat in it. So it's a older car. So and then the look and feel is very old.
They haven't updated it in a long time.
Yeah. It's a size half smaller.
Yeah. Fair.
So in that car you pay a much higher premium for it being an electric. Just because it's an electric.
Astra.
Yes.
Yeah.
But Astra is also overpriced in India. But for the size of the car, it's more like a Nexon size car than
fair.
Like a Creta or a Seltos size of car vehicles. So पीछे जगह भी कम है. The boot is smaller. So all of those factors then tend to take you away from buying that.
Yeah, I see your point. Wireless CarPlay Android Auto works well. Any glitches there?
Wireless CarPlay tends to the map so at times will lag. Is the one issue with wireless CarPlay across vehicles.
Across vehicles?
हाँ.
अच्छा.
Virtus में so I have a Virtus one automatic. उसमें भी there is wireless Android Auto CarPlay. उसमें भी कभी Google Maps glitch करता है. इसमें भी करता है.
तुम्हारी
in the Innova तो उनमें अगर मैं उसको करता है मैंने अडाप्टर पोर्ट्रॉनिक्स वाला जो अडाप्टर आता है ना सबसे देसी जुगाड़ है वो भी जुगाड़ ही है उसमें भी अटकता है
फॉर ऑल ना ये भी पोर्ट्रॉनिक्स ही होगा
ये हाँ दिस इज ब्रांडिंग हाँ
सिर्फ Hyundai का स्टिकर लगा
हाँ तो वो है which I don't know are you an Android user?
I am an Android user. I use it on the Thar every morning. It like works beautifully. No issues on the Android wireless.
But how long is your drive?
About 20 minutes.
हाँ तो like it's an issue on longer drives.
But I've taken on longer drives also. I haven't so far.
नहीं होना तो अच्छी बात है यार मतलब अच्छी बात है
इतना है कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है तो अभी तक तो कुछ नहीं हुआ उस पे but ठीक है.
System
music system I'm a little disappointed. Again and I'm also coming in from the fact that ये Hyundai है तो मेरी expectation इससे है कि ये तो आपको बोझ देगी.
हाँ. Right. वो टॉप वाले में आता है ना that's what they gatekeep ना कि आप क्यों लोगे आप फिर क्यों कोई अच्छा ही बात बताओ for the most value for money variant of the Creta ठीक है if you say someone buying an automatic CVT don't buy the turbo the most value for money one is the middle one they have about 6 or 7 variants ना एक इनका middle वाला आता है SO technology करके पैकेज आता है वो 17-18 लाख रुपए का वेरिएंट, उसमें आपको आज के में 90% जो चीजें चाहिए होंगी ना
मिल जाएंगे।
सनरूफ तो अब तो फ्री में देते हैं। सनरूफ तो लेनी पड़ेगी आपको, गाड़ी लो ना लो आप सनरूफ खरीद लो, ठीक है। तो सनरूफ हर वेरिएंट में आता है। You'll get a decent, you won't get the biggest screen, you'll get a good screen, which will have all the Android Auto CarPlay सब. You'll get ये digital driver display या normal display, उनका जो normal dot matrix वाला जाता है, automatic, AC VC भी सब कुछ automatic, rear camera, sensor, which is 90% of the market is covered with that. पर लोग नहीं खरीदते हो, हमें वहाँ सीधा, पर लोग नहीं खरीदते ना वो, क्योंकि उसमें बोस का साउंड सिस्टम नहीं आएगा, उसमें बड़ी वाली स्क्रीन नहीं आएगी, अलॉयज चेंज हो जाएंगे, उसमें एलईडी हेडलैम्प्स भी आते हैं, सब आता है उसमें। बट पीपल आर बाइंग द 24 लाख रुपए वाली टॉप ऑफ द रेंज विद द ADAS, जो उन्हें कभी यूज भी नहीं करना है ADAS।
Not everybody is an informed, sensible buyer like you. But no, you're right.
It's not. I mean, this is just like it is basic economics. Why am I paying for something which I'm never going to use?
I agree 100%.
It's not about having the means to buy it.
I agree.
Doesn't mean just because I can buy a 2 lakh rupee iPhone, I should buy the iPhone Pro Max Ultra.
Yeah.
You know, like it doesn't make sense. अगर मैंने use ही नहीं करना है उसको, जो चीज उसको अल्ट्रा प्रो बना रही है वो मैं कभी यूज ही नहीं करूंगा, तो मैं क्यों करूं खर्च? पर ठीक है, आप वो इट्स अ पर्सनल डिसीजन. आई एम नॉट क्रिटिसाइजिंग एनीवन हु पीपल हु मेक द यू वांट टू बाय द टॉप कार, यू बाय द टॉप कार. बट दिस हमें वहां जाना है, राउंड अबाउट राइट. तो वो है,
नो मेक सेंस.
तो ऐसी जैसे हमने हैरियर भी ली थी, तो हैरियर भी वी बॉट द वेरिएंट वन बिलो द टॉप. Because of ADAS. When I told my elder brother that we are not going to buy the ADAS model because we are never going to use it. You will first day hound me to teach you how to switch it off. And then every time you forget it or someone else forgets it, will call me and ask me how to switch it off. So I will not. And so while giving up on that, we also gave up on the electric tailgate and like wipe and like 1 or 2 more things. कुछ उसमें 8 स्पीकर थे तो ऊपर वाली में 10-12 स्पीकर. फिर like छोड़ दो.
Okay, that brings us to the end of today's video. Thank you, Jayansh, for sharing this with us. It's a great. I learned a lot about the Creta EV today. I now understand this car a lot better than before starting the video. I see why people might buy it, and I also see why people might not buy it. And I think Hyundai, if it starts taking this seriously, they can probably make a dent in this segment. I'm sure they have the chops and the means to do it. They just don't probably take it very seriously right now, is where I'm netting out. Would you think that's a fair assessment?
I think it's a good car that people are probably not considering because it's not flashy, you know. Or if it's just comes with the Creta tag, which a lot of people also equally try to run away from because of all the things that happen on social media with Cretas. It's a very good option for people to buy if they want a sensible option, which I would again say the biggest word, the one word I would associate with the Creta EV is familiarity. Is great point. Something that if you want something that's familiar, something that doesn't intimidate you, isn't confusing, is easy for everyone to drive, easy for everyone to drive themselves. Primarily, this is a very good car to get, or at least consider.
100%. Amazing.
Might not be the flashiest, but yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pranay. Thank you so much. Had a wonderful time.
Thank you.